Okay. Last session, you guys fought your way through these these slightly submerged tunnels that lead between Lost Reach and Blindfell. In it, you guys faced these horrible creatures. You guys later discovered were called putrid haunts.
Stinky.
They attacked you from the water and tried to use the water to their advantage. However, because the water was relatively shallow, except for where Mers was, didn't really do all that well. Especially considering the fact that they were heavily outnumbered by not only your group and your support group, but also the Sisterhood, who you guys were meeting in these tunnels.
Yeah.
Once the battle was over, Merzus, you and Onyx kind of explored the caves a little bit. Didn't find much in terms of what was down here, mainly because this seemed to be more of like a place where people dump trash. Especially since it is flowing water, people tend to just dump things in the water and let it get carried away, and this is where it's carried away to.
All right. I think Merzus let Onyx get his first 5 gold.
Yes, you did find a couple pieces of gold, in which Onyx did get. Maybe that's Onyx's best present. He got some gold that he found himself.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. Honestly, there's a good case for that because technically, Sid gave him those things, so he can perform better to a certain degree. This was a full-on gift.
Yeah.
Thank you, Merzus.
How cute.
You will be spared. I'm kidding.
That's terrifying. Anyways,
Nah,
as you guys progressed, you guys ran into Natasha, who had broken away from the original group to hunt down Merzus when she realized that Merzus was indeed missing from the pack. And you guys came up with a plan to prank the rest of the group, in which you guys snuck up on them, flew over them, and then dropped down in a superhero pose and tried to startle them. It did not work as well as I think you guys thought it was going to be, but you guys looked cool doing it, especially with the water splashing up around you.
Woo!
But you joined the rest of the group, who was in the middle of conversing with the Sisterhood in terms of getting everyone on the same page and starting to come up with a plan of what you guys are going to be doing when you guys go into Blindfell. It is going to be a short walk, maybe about another hour until you guys get to Blindfell. But along with the Sisterhood, you guys also realized that there was another stranger that the Sisterhood had picked up. Someone who seemed to know Merzus, because as Merzus, you dropped down, you felt a blade pierce up against your back, quickly followed by a sidestep at a hug, and then a quick punch to the face.
Yeah.
For stealing his clothes.
I did more than that. Thank you very much.
You did do more than that, but that's...
Hello.
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 Hey!
What did I miss?
Just the wrap-up or the recap of what happened last time.
Okay.
Yeah. Question for you, though. What is yours' best present you've ever gotten?
The gift of silence. I'm just kidding. No. Probably her cat. You know, the one that tried to kill you guys in the beginning.
Oh, yeah, that cat.
Yeah.
Name's Loki.
Of course it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's no mischief there.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Nah. We'll see him today, though. It's fine.
Love it. But yeah, now you guys are all conversed together. We have the Sisterhood and our group of adventurers, along with their support, all gathered together. As you guys are going back to what is a makeshift campsite, it is still very wet, very damp where you guys are at. But what would you guys like to do?
Also, just to kind of clarify, what's the time, roughly, in the day?
We are looking at about 2 p.m., a little afternoon.
Okay, so we should be able to,
Yeah, if you guys wanted to, you guys
plan.
Are able to make it to Blindfell in the same day and start your attack if you want.
We could.
Who knows?
No.
You guys can. It's an option.
And stop! What are you doing? What are you doing?
But yeah, what would you guys like to do?
I mean, I think to investigate the area just a little bit more might be a good idea. Just checking for traps, sigils, who
Well,
knows what.
I think Dave. I assume, kind of looking to the Sisters of Silence, I assume you all have checked pretty thoroughly, though. Probably not a bad idea. Just a triple check.
I think Eurus would probably look at Obsidian and kind of ask, now that we're all here and you did manage to get some support from your captain, what's the plan for, the infiltrating and distraction?
Sid takes a bit of a deep breath. Let's probably inventory our group as well. I actually have some notes, and then if somebody could, Sid will also ask somebody to prepare a map of Blindfell.
Isn't Natasha the cartographer for this group?
I think Natasha had a map.
Natasha did create a map for you guys that was actually pretty well drawn. It's actually a little bit surprising. She surprised herself a little bit with that one.
I can only draw you what I know. Draws literally every square inch of the place.
I know everything.
Your map is literally in the maps channel of what Blindfell kind of looks like as you walk in. You guys will be approaching from the south. Behind the big wall at the top is where the manor is, and then you guys have a map of the manor from a couple of you from your escapades in Dreamscape Land.
Fun. All right. And then, you know what? Because I've got enough spell slots, and we're almost certainly going to be taking a nice long rest before we go and do this attack. I'm going to cast. I'm going to downcast Wall of Stone to first level. I'm just going to make a stone table that we can all stand around dramatically.
Okay.
Put these mats on and everything.
Nice.
We all have high chairs.
I mean, maybe if I use a higher level.
Anger's just like a booster seat. Hot damn.
And everybody's sitting at the same exact height. Sorry, Eurus, you have to sit on the ground.
All right,
she looks down at you, not just in a literal sense.
No, yeah. So, I think the first thing we should do is inventory everybody and capabilities to some degree. Got our group. I've actually got a page in front of me. I'm going to be trying to write some notes to help keep track of everything.
Ooh, a note taker! Yay!
This specifically is about just the strategy and all that, things that we can keep in mind and all that. I mean, if we want, we could also. You probably don't have this ready, so if not, that's also fair. But if you have a blank version of the map that we can use on Foundry to kind of point stuff out, ideas stuff.
In terms of Blindfell?
Yeah, probably Blindfell. Because I'm sure you got one already set up, but that probably has all your, all the stuff on there that we probably don't want to see.
Hold on. Watch me do this. Hold on. Duplicate. Okay, we're duplicating. Okay. You can keep talking. I'll let you know when it's ready. It's almost done.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm still writing. I should have. This is what I should have been doing to prepare. And then silence. So of course, well, I guess we just discussed this at Sutton Outpost, but the main plan right now, actually, one thing, real quick, detect magic on anybody to see if there's any obvious, like, I mean, it could be more deeply hidden, but just a quick detect magic just to make sure nobody's like, you know, in a disguise, magical disguise of some kind.
Okay. As you pop off detect magic, you realize that Mercedes is actually. I'm just kidding.
Damn
You.
it!
I was gonna say.
You sense some of the normal. You could see a bit of the magical weapons and items that the Sisterhood and their party have. Nothing that's sticking out to you too terribly in terms of anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah. Nobody seems
no
like
one in disguise.
they're under an illusion or anything. Okay.
Correct.
Nice.
Yeah, it's almost like we
So-
pulled all this together at the last minute or something.
Listen, I want to be sure.
Okay. Here's
This
copy
is
of
the sort of stuff you
Blindfell.
want to double check before you potentially spell out your entire plan to somebody that might be able to relay info back to screw us in the butt. That's I only see a small cone or small area.
Hold please.
So, Merzus and Natasha have spoken about a potential secret way that a group might be able to slip into the manor undetected. The proposed plan, as it stands, is to send a infiltration team to go in and try and, well, take down Vansky. Hopefully get her by surprise and end this quickly. I don't know the exact situations, but I'm assuming once she gets taken down, things will end up going into a certain amount of chaos in the enemy forces and will be at the upper hand to take the rest of them out. Also means, hopefully, the end of the ill effects that she's been. Currently, I believe we have Merzus, Etienne, and Onyx set aside for that team. We may want to relegate a person or two more as needed to go and infiltrate. But the rest of us are going to be on the outside, drawing out whatever forces Vansky may have tucked away. I think there should be some sort of time delay to make sure we get their attention, and so any forces in the manor might be drawn out. And I think it's probably best to make this distraction conflict look as legitimate as possible. Another thing, I have a sending stone. Actually, Fruta, I believe you have the other one.
Ruda will nod and pull out the sending stone.
I think we've been coordinating efforts with this. I think to further coordinate efforts, one stone should go with the infiltration team, and one stone stays with the distraction team. That way, if the distraction team needs to pull out, or some situation change happens on the outside, let the infiltration team know, and vice versa. I've also given Onyx Ring of Spell Storing with teleportation circle inscribed inside of it. This would allow the infiltration team hopefully to be able to make it out on their own if we do need to call for a full retreat. I can also cast teleportation circle myself, though it will take a full minute. So we will be relatively vulnerable, as I'll need to be in one place for a full minute to do so. I believe another thing we discussed is that in order to fully sell the distraction team, I believe we have it confirmed that Vansky knows that Merzus is a part of this team. So I believe the plan is to have, I think, Eurus, you were going to just, you said that you were able to disguise yourself as Merzus?
He stepped away
I
real
think
quick.
he just left for a second.
Nope. I heard a couple people talking at the same time for a moment.
Oh no, it's just he stepped away real quick.
Okay. But if I remember correctly, that is the case. So I'm gonna, until learned otherwise, I will assume that is the case. So yeah. It would be good, partially as we are both trying to sell the distraction team, as well as it doesn't necessarily have to be a distraction. We can take, move to take positions of interest, try and secure the town while we do so. So what might a few positions of interest be? Is there any store or building that might serve as a good foot ground? Any place that might have weapons or things that might be useful? Also, do we know what the situation is regarding citizens? I do believe I remember hearing that there were civilians still here.
There were. They're not anymore.
Right. I understand.
And Fruto will actually kind of take a step forward to the table and start to speak up. I understand that you want to take back the city, but I don't think that is a viable option anymore. Almost every single drow that lived here has now changed. So we are now facing somewhere in the hundreds of enemies.
Unfortunate, but good information to know. In that case, looking out for a position of defense would be ideal. Potentially, do they still inhabit the town itself, or do they remain in the manor?
For the most part, they're in the town itself.
There was a tactic seemed to work fairly well. We were in, I believe it was Lost Reach was the name. It's been a couple of weeks. Lost Reach was the name of the town with the giant demon turtle, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, we employed a tactic in Lost Reach that had us staying on the rooftops to stay away from the presence of undead on the streets. I think it may be a good idea to stay in that stay relatively in that formation as much as possible as well, as it seems like they don't tend to go up to the rooftop. I think I have a plan on how we might be able to get up to the roof altogether, while also drawing attention. There was a tactic that I remember some general in history mentioning as blitzkrieg. Get through their frontal formation to make it to their back line as quickly as possible. I think that may be a good tactic to employ here. That would probably mean we're more likely to draw out their the presence in the manor more so if we do so. I do think, though, for the infiltration team, our top priority should be making it out alive, not trying to lose this battle to win the war, but, well, if we can make it out to fight another day, if this goes south, I think that's better. Personally.
So, just to make sure that I understand everything correctly, right now our strategy is to stay on the rooftops and try to get into the heart of Blindfeld as quickly as possible while attracting attention.
Yes. Attract attention, make noise. I look over at Anger.
Yeah, Anger's like, I can make noise.
And draw out whatever forces remain inside. That should allow, again, infiltration team to make it in with hopefully relatively little conflict or drawing little attention. Find Fansky and Sid kind of like balls up one fist and kind of like spreads another and then just kind of like punches them together to kind of represent like coming into conflict, that sort of thing. Hopefully that'll end whatever effect she's having on the residents of Blindfell. Now, do we know what we might expect from inside the manor? Both troubles the infiltration team might face, as well as forces that might come out to join the distraction team.
And at this point, you actually see the white-haired man, Ronald, kind of step up towards the table. There is no backup inside the manor. The only people that are inside the manor right now are your family. And he looks towards Merz's.
Nope.
Hello.
There
Hello.
he is.
Welcome back.
Okay. Okay. Wondering, everything went super quiet for a second.
Okay.
All I heard was the only ones in there are your and
Oh, your family, Merz's.
Your
Right.
wonderful, lovely family.
that's. Yeah, no. Don't mean to brag, but they're really something. But it's only them? No one else?
No one else. As far as we know.
And that's the part of
I think after some head scratching, Eurus, because she does definitely want to hear your plan, you know. she just asks, well, I understand that we are the distraction group and we are going to distraction from the rooftops, but I do think Natasha brings up a good point. All of us going in at the same time doesn't seem. I think we should, I'm not sure what we're trying to accomplish from the rooftops.
It does somewhat change
Scouting?
things if there's any other forces. Do you think we might be able to draw out the rest of your family?
Oh no, and I understand, and it's just if the rooftops, if everyone's already on the ground and we're going to start a distraction on the ground, the rooftops would be open for the people that are trying to infiltrate.
I believe, and this is actually kind of also asking, would the infiltration team be able to kind of go around and circumvent the city largely, or like the town in front of the manor? Or does the town like surround the manor? We just kind of see the front side of it.
So there is a way for you to circumvent the town, just because of the terrain that's around it. However, that would take more time to traverse through the kind of more wild outer parts of the city. It's built at kind of a bit of an incline. And there are kind of dense swamp-like forests that are kind of surrounding Blindfeld and this city. So you can traverse through it. It's just going to take you longer if you want to go around the town.
Yeah, like the infiltration team would have had to have left earlier to get a head start, and then
right. They would have had to either leave earlier, right? And I think that's why Eurus kind of said that, because if they can't leave earlier, maybe we can distract them long enough so that they can leave. Like the infiltration team comes in, causes a lot of noise. Maybe they see a Merzus or two in the chaos, even though it's not him.
Yeah.
And got enough of a distraction for then the infiltration team to go over them via rooftops to get to where they need to go. It's just the way we were doing it before sounded like we were all going in at once. And I don't know how effective that would have been.
The distraction team, ideally the distraction team should coordinate the assault. I think it would be best to keep direct fighting to a minimum. I think waiting until the distraction team is in position to get into the manor, it should ideally be like the assault should start maybe like a few minutes before they enter the manor.
Will you remain undetected?
That's
Are you
the plan.
asking about? I mean, that it's an infiltration team. That's the goal.
No, and you're also saying this is nothing against you, but things happen, and this has such a small margin of error. But from what I'm gathering, because looks at Natasha, really takes that long to go around.
Yes, if you don't know where you're going. If it was Merzus and I going alone, sure, it would not take that long, but we are then guiding others through this.
Well, do you think then perhaps that there is a way to get through, perhaps across the rooftops? Is there a path that you can remain safely undetected? That would be quicker.
I mean, you had to have snuck out from this city itself, unless you did go around.
Again, Merz and I have experience going around. But going through the rooftops, it is doable if no one is currently on them. Again, the city is built at an incline, so you do have to be cautious of getting on the lower rooftops, but being spotted from the high ground.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. We need someone to be able to keep an eye out.
It's an hour. Sorry.
Basically, this is basically a 2-level infiltration because it's getting to the city first, undetected, then getting to the top of the wall inside.
And then, but there's a back. It's about an hour for us to get from here to. It sounds like the outside area of Blindfell.
Yep.
How long would it be to get from roughly that point to the back entrance, the side entrance?
Outside of Blindfeld, so you're asking from when you arrive to Blindfeld to like this gate, how long it'd be to get to the side?
not including the hour of travel from here.
Depending on who goes with us, 30 minutes to an hour.
Also, depending on if and when we run into something, we have to go around or passes.
Interesting. All right. Then perhaps we all travel to just outside of Blindfell together, perhaps like 5-10 minutes or so away. We let the infiltration team go first, delay the distractions start, and then either after a set amount of time or if there's some way that they can notify us, preferably without using the sending stones, as they only get each one only gets a single message to the other each day.
Do we really not have anybody with the spell message within the whole party?
I think I
You
didn't.
see May in the back kind of raise her hand. I could help with that. And her voice is very muffled because she's still talking behind the plague doctor mask.
I see you're volunteering for the infiltration group then?
You can't see it, but you can kind of feel her kind of freeze.
Doesn't really need to be, as long as she can cast the spell, it doesn't matter what team she's on. As long as she knows who's going to be on the other team.
Right. So you're saying she casts it roughly about let's say 45 minutes after they leave to check on their status, and then you all send a response back.
Pretty much, and then we know we're either going to be in position or about to be, and then we'll use the one-time. Either we use another messaging from her, or the one-time sending stone to essentially trigger the distraction while we infiltrate.
Yeah, I think the sending stones should be saved as a resort. That way, anybody can send that message as needed.
Yeah.
To anybody who's on the other side. All right.
I think Eurus would kind of pipe up and just to double up in case these stones get lost or something. Maybe I'm gonna let Loki go with you. Don't hurt him.
Who's Loki?
I was about to ask the same thing.
You'll hear laughter, kind of all around you in the cave, echoing a little bit. Human laughter.
And
suddenly, in front of the map in front of you, you see a floating pair of eyes and a wide grin before a big white fluffy cat appears out of nowhere.
Onyx goes, kitty.
And
now here's my question.
And Loki goes, touch me, and I will assure you, you'll never touch anything, even your pitiful body again.
So a typical cat. Well, Franny sits on my lap lovingly.
Angry
I'm assuming
kitty.
it has a hat with a giant, Cheshire smile that can somehow talk to us.
No, but he does kind of disappear into a puff of smoke and then reappear behind everyone, kind of looking over everyone.
Is this a cat-sized cat, or is this like giant cat? Something.
It's essentially the Cheshire Cat.
It's a cat-sized cat.
Okay.
Okay, I was about to ask. Does that be terrifying if the Cheshire Cat was the size of like a lion?
Imagine. Ooh.
I mean, some adaptations do have it closer to that. Yeah.
Natasha will look a little confused.
Loki will definitely pick up on this and kind of just stares at her. His grin getting increasingly creepily smiley as the edges past his eyes. That's how big his smile is right now.
I
See, I'm just imagining the Jack Skellington kind of like smile just curves around his actual face. So like if he ever tried to actually open his mouth, it'd actually crack open. Like a ring box. Just
I don't like this thing.
You're sending...
Sweetie, there's nothing much you do like.
Turning...
Hey.
That's just not true.
Mirza.
Looks at Mirza's up and down before disappearing and going back over to Eurus. Mm-hmm.
Sid's just gonna like cock his head and like, really? With all your opposition to our antics, you enjoy that thing's company?
I don't know if he's talking, which one of you he's talking to ask about one or the other. Because in my point of view, I think
they'll both shoot a glare at you. They'll both shoot a glare at you.
All right.
More like the Macy.
All right. I take it the two of you are able to communicate over great distances? Or you just send your friend there as backup?
As backup, I don't know if I don't know about you, but I can't cut smoke. So
can't
or turn invisible or any of that. It just seems value to your infiltration team.
Would be handy. I just don't know how we got on the topic of cutting smoke.
It's made of smoke.
Invisibility. Oh, the cat is made of smoke?
Yeah, it's a magical cat.
I guess I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that it was made of smoke.
Oh, you thought the cat was...
That's why it disappeared into the puff of smoke and reappeared into the puff of smoke. So.
Okay. It went into like a gas swarm sort of thing. And then,
yeah.
I thought it was like just like a way of
a ninja cat. And it was just like a big poof.
Yeah, I thought that was
imagine literally the smoke bomb. Like imagine literally the Cheshire Cat, like essentially.
Flashbang.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool though. For a second, I really hope that like it just palmed something in its cat paws and just threw it down on the ground and ninja vanish.
Smoke bomb.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's not actually a smoke bomb. She just threw Loki down on the ground. He dispersed.
That's how I'm doing it.
Throwing your cat on the ground. A tale as old as time.
Cast invisibility by throwing this cat on the ground. Just slammed.
And hi.
But I mean, it's not. I will say this: it's not. It's not a. She kind of looks at him. His bite hurts, but he's more of he helps me greatly when I'm hunting. To let me know where I'm going, and let me know where I've been. I just thought it would be an asset to you, and I don't think he would be of good use in a big clash. Looks at Loki. No offense, sweetie.
No, I think that's fair and could come in handy. Right? Sid like looks over at the support squad and is like, one of them should probably go with them, like his internal monologue. But it's like they're were forcibly recruited, so I also don't necessarily know if I want to volunteer one of them for that.
You could just make the offer, but who knows? I'm just a little sad none of our pets got to meet this cat, because that'd be an interesting conversation.
I mean, there might still be hope later on.
That may be some opportunity.
We don't know if any of them will make it back. That one shot is still like Schrodinger's cat. We don't know what happened.
Pending. Yeah. Sid will go up and say, I know it was 5 on the sports squad, right?
Yes.
I know the 5 of you didn't exactly volunteer for this mission, but someone who might be able to support the infiltration party may be handy. Are any of you versed in infiltration? Kind of like look up and down. It's like, these are not anybody that might be not, or any of you might be interested in joining.
They'll all kind of look at each other.
I'm just gonna ask.
Right.
Do any of you guys actually have any experience in this kind of, being stealthy in any sort of way? Asking.
Stealthy?
Any of you ever snuck around anywhere?
I've snuck around at night to get a midnight snack.
Oh.
Were you ever caught?
Multiple times. Yes, I was.
Okay. You're honest, and that's important. And when we make it through this, back at Sutton, and you want some tips on how not to get, I will gladly show you.
Right. Perhaps then it's better if they don't join. If they draw attention, that wouldn't be.
I had a dream team in mind for the infiltration team, but sadly, it just didn't come together.
Yeah, it seems like I'm assuming a few members of that dream team are just not are predisposed to other things.
You wanted Borodal, didn't you?
Well, Borodal, Onyx, and I was hoping for Sid, because technically with all those together, we can handle almost any situation. And then we'd have a heavy hitter with Etienne.
Well, I mean, don't break an arm and drinking yourself off, I guess. God damn.
You got 3 out of the 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not the whole team.
Listen, I'm flattered, but I think, well, especially since got the items, and then it seems like I'm likely going to be leading some of the forces for this distraction team. We'll have other options. Kind of putting a hand on Merce's shoulder reassuringly.
If your team needs you, and this is something you're saying you guys need to do, I will stay out here with the distraction team.
And then
Wasn't yours already planning on staying out?
Fruta will actually pipe up a bit. What is your plan for the infiltration team once they're in? Are they just going to take on Fansky by themselves?
Yeah, Sid, what's your plan with us doing what?
Unfortunately, we don't have much intel on, it seems, on what to expect inside the manor. I was thinking that there would be other forces inside that would be drawn out, but it seems like with the information that you've gotten, that seems unlikely. If the infiltration team could, I don't suppose your family keeps all the doors and gates unlocked, do they, Merzus? Because in that case, maybe the best.
Natasha will roll her dice.
Not anymore. May
not
have
anymore.
Had. Look, it's not my fault that they didn't used to not check them, and when I kind of made that excuse that how was I supposed to know I wasn't supposed to go through there if it's not locked, and then they kind of started locking everything. Kind of backfired.
Why don't we do this then so that no one is caught off guard? why don't we increase the size of the infiltration group to a substantial party? Maybe City and your original party. And then the sisters and I will be the distraction for you all.
That would mean that would leave, well, I would say that would leave no one to be able to get you out with a teleportation circle if things go poorly, but Onyx does have that ring of spell storing. I could give it to one of you.
May would be the best one, and she'll point to the lady with the plague doctor mask.
Meg?
May.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I was about to say May.
May.
Okay. I thought you said Meg, and I was like, Meg?
I don't think the ring will fit on Meg's figure.
She just gets it and, like, starts smacking it against the wall or something. I don't know.
Done.
How do I get the spell out?
No, May would be the one to
Alright.
be best prepared to cast it.
Oh god, what if she just throws the ring thinking it's just a grenade or something?
So
I'm glad you said May instead of Meg. I was about to be like, don't give it, she's gonna swallow it.
No, I'm glad that we... Yeah, that's the other option I was thinking of.
No.
Okay.
Maybe.
So,
no.
Also, to clarify the suggestion, because this might be good. Are we thinking then Sidian, Merzus, Etienne, and Eurus? The four of them? We choose go to them, or are we thinking the four of them and Onyx and Mercy and the player characters? So we're saying the four of them or the six of them?
Well, we could use the support, I think, if we want to leave your support backups.
That would then...
And we have Ronald, who will also be able to help us.
That would then take away the plan of... that would take away the plan, unless somebody else is able to cast Disguise Self to disguise Merzus. But that also means that if they're keeping track of any of the rest of us, then they'd likely be able to suss out there's some infiltration, though from the sounds of it, they may not be worried about that all that much. An alternative that I was thinking of is the infiltration team. Their primary first goal would be to lock the doors and the gates to let the rest of the team in. And then we all go in to face Vansky, though that would leave us with limited options out.
That would also leave us with an enemy at our backside as we enter the mansion, because, again, I don't think it feasible that we clear out the entire city.
Alright, then we...
The point is to cause a distraction, enough of a distraction to just get you guys through the door, and then whatever
and not have to
you
worry
guys
about
have for infiltration, that's up to you at that point.
Yeah.
After that, we have to fall back. There's no way we're taking the city without at least a small army.
Yeah. Alright, so...
Merzus?
Sorry, Merzus,
what's
that
your
means
passive
that...
perception?
Yeah, we should have asked more about the...
What is your passive perception, Merzus? God, he went mute.
And he's gone.
Figure it out myself.
Nope.
Are you, making the sheet again?
No. Okay. Do you want me to tell you, or do you want me just to send it?
No, I have it up now. I see it. What the... Where's this what?
What?
Oh, sorry, you cut out.
Merzus, from the corner of the eye, you actually see May kind of walk towards you, and she's reaching out a hand as if to touch your hair.
I do just oddly. I'm now very much confused, but I'm looking. Does she have anything in her hand? Is she about another big stab? She's trying to cut off my hair.
Empty hand.
She's gonna
She's
cut off your
reaching
head.
for your hair, as if she's trying to grab your hair.
Let me roll to see how I'm going to react to this. Alright, first roll enough for me. Yeah, no, Kimmy die continues to, that's a 5. So I'm actually lost in my thought for a quick second. So whatever happens, because I'm thinking, why would she want to touch my hair?
Perfect.
And I'm just thinking to pranks.
As you are thinking that, Merzes, you feel a really small sting as she actually plucks out one of your hairs. And then it turns her back to you guys and is kind of rummaging with something. You hear, very faintly, this soft hiss, as if something is being dissolved.
Ah.
And then you turn around, and she's holding a vial of this grayish blue liquid.
Mate, no, stop, what the fuck?
It's not the same as a spell, but... And she'll actually hand it over to Meg, who kind of looks it over.
She's gonna drink it immediately.
Shrugs her shoulders and then chugs it back. And then you all watch as...
I'm gonna save that for tomorrow.
Meg starts to transform. Her skin turns from this green color to a pale gray. Her hair turns into this dark blue color. Her ears start to get abnormally sharp and pointy. And suddenly you're looking at a Merzes in front of you guys.
Does it match my height, or is it like her size?
No, it's a little bit taller. It is a taller Merzes. Like if someone like...
Okay, I was gonna say.
She's still dressed as Meg, though, right?
Yes.
She's the... God, I wish I had the meme. I don't have it right now. It's that little thing, or like it just sounds like a little old man going, "You're taller. How fucking dare you?"
Taller. How dare you?
Yeah. But when I get my head plucked and she did that whole weird thing, how long did it take her to make the potion and it open?
Literally, it only took a couple seconds for her to throw your hair in before she handed it over to Meg.
Cool. My eyes did
I think that's a better idea. I think that's a better idea. My disguised self only makes me look like Merzes if everything in his life went well.
I mean, Meg's also kind of in the same boat, but you know what?
I know what I said.
Like, I know what you said, and I'm not here to argue whether that's right or not. I'm here to tell you that I'm casting Detect Magic, because his eyes went black as soon as he felt that, because that pain kind of snapped him out of it. His eyes went black for a second, and he's casting Detect Magic. Because he didn't know what the hell was going on until he saw another version of him that's taller.
Whoever takes on the role of Merzes has to have the lifelike spark in their eyes and understand where he's coming from. Natasha, you want to play the role?
Don't open that can of worms, okay? I still can't believe she's still not happy she got 3rd place and I got 6th.
3rd place? Do we want to know?
Don't bring that up.
No.
I kind of want to know, though.
Merzes, as you cast your Detect Magic, you see kind of similar to what Sidian saw. You do see that there are quite a few magic items that this party has. Nothing of notable recognition, though. Everything seems kind of pretty basic. You do see that on May, there are a couple of different vials that each kind of have faint traces of magic. But as you watched her hold up this vial to Meg, you see that this vial now is radiating some sort of illusion magic.
All right, nice. Does that last about an hour as well, or is there a difference in duration?
If you drink all of it, it'll last for 5 hours. So
it's better than some of the spells and stuff.
Did Meg just drink all of it?
She sure did. And
Well,
Meg's
thanks
looking at
for
her like,
yours.
what?
So you're stuck as me for 5 hours. I don't know how physical that change was. I don't know if it's like just an over illusion or if it's a full physical change.
I'm sorry, Meg.
Remember to shake twice.
There's
You're
a cure, right? You could reverse this, right?
Yes, it's called 5 hours. You just have to wait 5 hours.
You see May immediately go and hide behind Pruda.
I'm sorry, you're Murtis.
I didn't mean for you to drink all of it. You just drank it all on your own.
Careful what you drink, kids.
And you hear May let out this cry of annoyance.
Hey, look.
How
This isn't-
physical is the change, out of curiosity?
I'm not stripping down for you if that's what you're asking.
No, not. Don't need
Jesus,
it.
Sid, at least
I
take
don't-
me out to dinner first.
You'll see.
Well, I'm
You'll
also
suddenly
wondering
feel.
how well it'll
You'll
physically
suddenly feel you.
to inspection.
You will feel Loki like suddenly appear, rubbing himself on you. So
Natasha will pull out a dagger. What are you trying to inspect?
I want to know if Sid is like pinching his brow now and like kind of like dictating with his hands, like if we get into a fight tomorrow and somebody, hits whoever's in under the effect of the potion, how easy it's going to be for them to tell. Like if one of your family members show up to try and kidnap you or something.
That probably won't. It may happen.
Meg shrugs her shoulders. Hit me, find out.
Why would
Onyx
you
hit
give
her
me
and
that
find
idea?
out.
But then you also have to hit him to compare.
Onyx just starts like kind of walking up to Meg.
it's just like I don't know a lot, literally, but I know that's wrong.
I may not know a lot. I don't know a lot.
But I know the order.
I may not know a lot, and then walks away.
That's the end of the quote. I love it.
I guess I'm going to Onyx will like kind of like gonna like at first like probably like go in for like full on, but then kind of like wait, no, I don't need to be this rough, and just gonna give like a light couple like slaps or taps, just kind of to get like the feeling for it.
And Meg will kind of raise an eyebrow.
Do you mean Meg Merzus?
Meg
Or something
Merzus.
I don't know.
Megzus?
Megzus?
Will raise an eyebrow.
Oh, God.
Is that how you
What are you-
fight?
Oh no, I fight much more. But you are not an enemy. At least I don't think you are. You're not an enemy, right?
And she'll
She's not
just
an
kind of
enemy, right,
shrug her
Sid?
shoulders.
Okay.
Depends on the time of
I'm
month
not
you
gonna
attack her. So.
That's a dangerous and
Should I roll a d30?
horrifying thing to say. That's also completely true. Onyx, I'll take care of this. I'm gonna try to hand over his chest, back him up. Okay, here's a knife. I'm gonna prick myself in the finger, and you do the same. We'll see if you stay the same. How's that?
Wait, what was that?
What, you're going to do what now?
Your audio kind of muffled a little bit.
Oh, sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Good. Awesome. Okay. And I was trying to ask Onyx that I can take it from here. It's okay, you guys. I know your heart wasn't in it because she's not. No, it's not a real fight. It's okay. I pull out a dagger and say, okay, so here's the thing. I'll prick my finger, then do the same with you, and then we'll see if it does anything other than just prick our fingers.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's.
She'll hold her hand out.
Don't.
Cool. And we're still on the stone table, so I put my hand right over her hand and I start doing the knife game.
And the session is officially gone off.
Oh, I've got all my fingers. I left that chop, chop, chop. And then I just stab myself in the finger once and then stab her in the finger. And let's see what happens.
And she maintains her form. Though she is bleeding now from this hand.
I mean, I guess question asked and answered, but I don't think that's what we were wondering. I mean, she's like visually.
I do bleed.
But do you bleed red? Because my blood, for some reason, is like.
Oh, why is it black? What the? No,
Oh?
just kidding.
Yeah, it started doing that a while ago. Probably nothing.
Have you seen a doctor? You should.
Well,
see
here's
a
the
doctor.
thing. Because I bled a little bit into like a little bit of water, and it just I couldn't see my reflection anymore. I started shifting through a bunch of different people, and they were all very mean. So I just stopped doing that.
I'm just imagining everybody goes silent for like 3 seconds or something like that. Okay. Anyway, I'm assuming that's gonna hold. It seems like this is gonna hold up to physical inspection. I had another thought about how we could test it, but I'm not gonna do that. Man.
How rigorously do you think they're going to test if she's really me on the battlefield?
It's probably fine. Well, it's not necessarily that they're going to test it, but if they intuit it, it's fine. It's anyway. Okay, so amended plan. Infiltration team consisting of me, Merzus, Etienne, and Eurus, and Eurus's cat. We're gonna sneak in. We'll receive a message from you, and I'm forgetting her name. May. Right. Sorry, that was less so. I mean, no, that does track for Sid. We infiltrate. May sends a message around the time that we should be arriving, let her know roughly what the time scale for our arrival will be and when you all should start. You all start the distraction. It sounds like staying on the rooftops for the most part. Getting the zombies' attention, as it seems like that's going to be the main force, keeping them out of the manor, so that the infiltration team isn't swarmed.
Eurus raises her hand. Just, maybe I didn't hear right. I'm in the infiltration team? I thought that's why I was giving you my cat.
Well,
now both of you guys.
Like, well, all right. It was
I'm just trying to get it. I'm just trying to get it straight before we go in there, and then all of a sudden, hey, what are you doing here? I just.
No, I mean, this is why we're reviewing the plan now, because if we were doing this there,
oh, that'd be hilarious.
It would be, but it would be. We'd have to deal with the consequences of those actions too, and let's get it straightened out ahead of time. So this is again with the amended team proposal. We could go with the others, but this way our forces are at least a little bit bolstered. We could also augment it so that as many we split it roughly down the middle, or we send melee fighters more primarily into the manor and keep the ranged fighters outside, because they're going to be a bit more effective in those teams. But that would also throw off. I think probably let's keep it with the 4 of us head in, rest, run, distraction, and sorry, this is Michael blanking a little bit because I have not drawn up battle plans very often. I guess I have done it before, but for other games of D&D.
So the way that I have it broken down is that the Sisterhood and Ronald and some of your support teams will be doing distraction while the rest of you guys, and she'll look at the party, will be infiltrating the manor and taking on Fansky. You guys will go first, and then when you guys are ready, we will start our distraction so you guys can infiltrate successfully.
It sounds like it, and I believe it sounds like Mercedes and Onyx, the 2 of you, are going to be staying with the distraction team, which frankly is probably a good idea since both of you are a bit on the noisy end, frankly.
What? Mercedes?
What are you saying?
Yeah, stealth checks and heavy armor.
What? She's totally sneaky.
And that totally hasn't bit us in the ass before.
You know, it technically isn't in
Has
heavy
it? I have
armor,
no
but...
idea.
What? No. He's only got a +2 to
I'm
stealth.
kind of curious as to what Etienne thinks. You know, is it like we who are about to die salute you sort of situation?
No, he's quiet and just listening, just waiting for orders and looking ready for whatever is assigned to him.
Talking to the bird.
Yeah, he's got he's holding his bird very lovingly. His
Bird
bird wife.
How's Mercy doing? I almost forgot she's here.
She looks, I think, appropriately severe, but ready.
Okay. It's just usually if we have a bad plan, Mercy's usually like very gently, usually like no. So I was just
I mean,
let us know.
No,
So this
she's
is gonna
got
get you
faith in
killed.
Insidian and his plans.
that does
I didn't mean
depend
Sidian
because-
specifically. I'm just saying like when we have bad ideas, you're usually the voice of reason. So that's why I was like, hey, what's she think?
I mean, then we're on the right track. Then.
Distraction and a main infiltration group. Those 2 segments make sense.
And
just
be tactical.
what exactly does the distraction group need to do? Just fight off whoever's incoming, or are we looking to cause a ruckus?
It seems like at this time we do not want to be surrounded by... The infiltration team does not want to be surrounded by a horde of zombies. We definitely don't want them coming to Fansky's aid when we're trying to take her down. So the distraction team... I mean, take out the zombies, because I think that, we could still do that, but I think
Take out
the main goal
some,
is just
but,
distract them, yeah.
While we go in and start our fight, then they can essentially back off because the bunch of zombies and whatever else could be here will eventually overwhelm them. So they're going to be there, make noise, kill a few, and then bounce.
Yours will be like, well, I think what will make this most effective, or this plan most effective, is trying to get out soon after we get in, just because they're zombies. I've personally never hunted hordes of zombies, but they do seem to act on instinct or like animalistic sort of means, like they're not very developed. So my thinking, I Not that I'm hoping this happens,
Well-
but it would help us if, as they're leaving the town, they draw them away. Like they keep chasing after them. That wouldn't. I mean,
Well,
yes,
they
and
can
looks at the
kite them,
infiltration team.
Sure.
Well-
This would be a risk, but for the infiltration team, that would help a lot too.
And
they can kite them.
unfortunately,
It's a little bit of a risk. I'm sorry, go ahead.
well, we also don't know exactly how these zombies are going to behave. The ones in Lost Reach seem to be meandering, though these may be under orders, because sometimes they behave like that, but sometimes they do follow the orders of whoever.
Wait a minute.
There.
What if we run into more of those magic zombies? Because remember those ones that like could shoot magic and give orders?
Yeah, that's
One of
another
them made
risk.
me think that eating you was a good idea.
Well, I
that's
mean,
what you
then
were
we're just
on
going to
about.
have to hope that May's concoction is as good as we think it is. Okay, because I feel like they would definitely keep chasing after the distraction team if they maybe see you. And she points at Merz's.
Yeah. I look over at that bard that is in the support party. It's like, do you know Keter Charm?
Hold on, let me roll for it.
They've heard of it. That's it.
No, he does not
Yeah,
know
I-
Canada.
I skipped to that class. I'm sorry. I had to go something else.
No.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
The one
it
time
is
it's
rubbing
ever
off on me.
useful.
Damn. Sorry, you were saying? Where's this?
No, just damn. I lost my train of thought, and I say this in game as well. Just faceplant.
Hey,
I think it was something about trying to goad the zombies or the zombie leaders into
goading
leaving.
them. Yeah, goading them into leaving and kiting them away is a possibility, but like you said, we don't know how they'll react. We might have the shambling zombies. We might have those super aggressive zombies or the magic slinging zombies. There might also be new zombies. We have no idea because, for all we know, here's where they could be making them or trying out to make new ones.
The distraction team will likely need to improvise. Maybe it is best if I go and send Onyx in my place with the infiltration. That way we're more likely to be able to adjust plans on the fly.
Are you just saying that because you think we're not going to make it?
No,
he's
it is.
100% saying that.
Never.
No, I'm being
Says
I'm being like, I'm doing like double sarcasm there. You wouldn't get it. No, I think it's more likely that the distraction team will be successful. Ruta, do you think you would be able to strategize on the fly?
It's what we're good at. That's what we've been doing these years.
That's how they've stayed alive.
Very true. All right. Then I'd like to just employ you, but who would you say of the Sisterhood is the best at strategy?
Anger, Meg, and May all point to Huda.
You're in charge.
Okay, sure.
Are you up for it?
If it's what needs to be done, then yeah.
I believe in you. Well, I guess in that case, just sort of like hand her back the sending stones, like, you can hold on to this and I'll hold on to the other.
And you see there's a small little trace of a blush when you say that you believe in her.
Oh. Mercy will smile at that, like, oh, gosh dang it. They're cute, but that's premarital eye contact.
And hand holding, because now they're holding hands while they're transferring the sending stone.
Oh my gosh! But they are cute. She'll give them a pass because they're cute.
And as long
So
as
what
the
you're
hand holding is
saying-
less than 5
No,
seconds.
but genuinely, she does look. She looks at this
So-
like a mom would. Like, aw, look at my boy.
I think Sid is
Funny,
gonna
'cause
like
yours
kind
is
of.
saying this like a dad would. Get the fuck away from my daughter.
I think Sid like holds eye contact with Fruta for a moment, kind of as he's passing her back the stone, and like sees Mercy out of the corner of his eye. It's like, shut up.
I want to imagine that at the corner of your other eye, you also see, Erin, but she's got, like, you can just tell she's thinking, like, just give me a reason to hurt you.
Ooh,
Then
both
Etchin is just
stares.
like, gosh dang it, we were young like that once. Stares at Bird.
Stares at Bird.
And I think
it's so funny 'cause I don't find it
Eurus will look at Loki, and then Loki's just like, don't even think about it.
Oh, no loving glances for you.
Is she making eyes at the cat? Or was the cat making eyes at her?
Neither. It is just his sense of humor.
I got to imagine the cat just telling her, like, I know your secrets, don't test me.
Oh, he does. That's the worst part.
All right. So, infiltration team heads in, searches for and takes down Fancy. Meanwhile, the distraction group keeps the zombies from entering into the manor and tries to funnel them away from the town. Maybe in this case, maybe the infiltration team splits into 2 groups. One to keep the zombies in the front of the town there, and one to draw in other zombies towards the front of the town to keep them away from the manor.
We can do that. We can ensure that you guys have a clear access to the manor, and we'll keep the zombies occupied while you take down Fancy.
All right. And again, feel free to adjust the plan as needed. And Onyx still has that teleportation circle. If things do start going south, use it to get to safety. Perhaps if things do go south, do we reconvene at Sutton or Lost Reach? I think Sutton probably would be a safer bet.
Would like Sutton because it was very nice. However, if things go wrong, I'm not sure if we'd want to bring that to your people. There's a lot of and she kind of like looks at Mercy. There's a lot of children there.
Yeah.
Sutton's technically protected. If you guys manage to make it there, you'll be safe.
It's unlikely that any attention would be brought to Sutton, but perhaps us at Lost Reach first, we reconvene there and make our move. But if things go south at Lost Reach, then head to Sutton.
Yeah, Sutton's also not a secret. People, pretty sure they know about it.
Okay.
Well, fuck me for trying to think about your people. Goddamn. I'm just kidding.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I think they should hopefully be safe.
Okay, so then when do we want to enact this plan?
What we had discussed previously is, we had discussed enacting early in the morning, but I'm not certain how effective that would be. If it's mostly the zombies in town that we'd be facing and Fancy and her family, then do they, kind of looking over to Mirza's, like, do they sleep in the night? Is there some time that you think they might be most vulnerable? Perhaps when they're meditating,
We only
perhaps
need
when they're busy with
4
something.
hours of meditation in general, and I'd have no idea how or what kind of schedule they would keep now. For all we know, they're just chilling in like a now.
They also may take the meditation time at different times, so is there some regular events that they do throughout the day, like some sort of meeting or anything, or is it whatever the day calls for?
No, we haven't seen any set schedule.
Also, I had no idea if it was. I kind of been out of.
In that case, I would propose what we had been speaking with about early morning, though I think we should wait the proper distraction and interference and infiltration until dawn. It seems that most of those we're facing are drow, and at least this way gives us the possibility of... Honestly, actually, this is another question. I might be talking out of my ass. Do drow in this setting have sunlight sensitivity?
They do.
Okay.
That's why I have to have my goggles on.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought, but I did want to double check. Then perhaps early morning, in hopes that we might be able to both catch them off guard and perhaps exploit some sunlight sensitivity.
So in the morning, then, we will leave for Blindfell.
Yes. Give us roughly an hour and a half for dawn. When would that take us to leaving in the morning?
What was that, Sidian? You broke out a bit.
Sorry. I said if we're going to start the attack or full-on infiltration, like right after dawn, the crack of dawn, would that... I guess, when is dawn, and then we take off like an hour and a half to 2 hours?
Yeah, I think you guys will be
And that
able
would be
to
when we leave.
kind of plan to leave like about an hour before the sun rises, so that you guys get to Blindfeld right as the sun is starting to come up. Now, I will say again, because this is going to be kind of a larger group of you guys traversing through some unknown swamplands, it is going to be about an extra 30 to 45 minutes for you guys to get to the actual castle gates of where you guys would enter from. So
also, actually, another thing, I know that Natasha's been traveling with the group a lot. Also, just going to bring up both with Mirzus and Natasha herself. She could be handy on the infiltration team, or do the two of you think it would be better if she stays with the distract? She could also be the body double for Mirzus, potentially.
you want me to drink whatever that was?
Only if you want to. I'm sure Meg would be happy to do it again. I say jokingly.
Yeah, Meg kind of cracks her knuckles.
Or not.
You know she won't. You know nothing's stopping her from like attacking you at any time, like in your sleep or now, right? It's.
I do actually know that there is something stopping her from attacking me in my sleep. Leave Stunny Hut.
I was gonna say the love of his lady love, but you know that too. Love will shield
it's
us.
gonna have to be. It's gonna have to be me. Like she gets up, walks over, sees I'm at the front of the tent. All right, yep. Go back to sleep.
Absolutely. You know what? It's still new. Maybe he's not worth it.
Natasha,
So-
you do have probably the closest fighting style, it seems, to Mirzus. Or one of the people with the closest fighting style. And
I do.
fashion choice.
However,
He does dress very nicely, yes.
however, I think, and looks at Natasha, this would be a good, and looks at Merz's too. This would be a large risk. Meg, I know she can handle herself. If I were to do it too, I know I would be able to handle myself. And I'm not saying that Natasha can't, but it seems like you two have something worth losing.
Sid scratches his chin for a moment. Sorry.
If you can promise me that you will take down Vansky, then I'll stay behind with the distraction team.
I'm more than happy to have you join if you're able to provide an extra pair of hands. That could certainly be handy.
That was a terrible joke even for you, but go ahead.
What? I'm actually like, this is partially like legitimately like, what was the implication of that joke that I unintentionally made?
I think Eurus will kind of look at her and just put out a hand. I promise that if I can't, I'll at least bring this one back alive, and looks at Merz's.
Thanks for the confidence, Eurus.
The confidence is... I have no idea what that's in for, but I'm telling you right now, I'm not... I mean, it either ends now or I don't come back.
I said what I said.
And then with a sigh, Natasha will shake her head then. And she'll reach out and shake your hand, Eurus.
Because what's gonna end up happening if it doesn't happen, I'm gonna knock this fucker out. All right, toodles.
You are welcome to try.
If you're uncomfortable, though, drinking,
he actually knocks him out, and he's like, "What the hell did you hit me with?" Oh, it was this cross that Mercy was carrying. It seemed to like burn a little.
Okay, first of all, that's a coincidence. That happens with all holy objects. So don't think that thing is special.
Hey, Mercy, can I borrow that real quick? Preach. I know Mercy would never let me use her cross to knock someone out.
Yeah, she'd probably poke you in the eye, be like, "Nope, bad."
I can almost imagine her like she'd boop you in the nose, like almost like a little thwack.
Like the reverse of all the PvP last campaign.
But you would just see like yours like flatten her rabbit ears.
Sid will pitch in to Natasha. Though if you are uncomfortable drinking the potion, taking the role of Merzis, I did have an idea for somebody else that could fight in a similar fighting style.
I'm just gonna ask, how thorough do you think the zombies are gonna be in determining that I'm there?
Scanning
again.
Who knows?
There's a part of me that's just thinking, like, do you think that like they're just gonna stop everything and like start questioning me?
This is precaution.
My family history no verification. What happened? Blah blah blah. Your pet, your last name, maiden name, all that other stuff. Like social.
There's
this really you?
Other people that could be watching, like any of your family members or your mother.
Any of them would be either inside,
crying, perhaps. I don't know.
I mean, possibly scrying and/or waiting because they know that this is likely going to be a distraction. Because, look, let's be honest, this plan is not exactly original. It's a classic because it works. But
and that's what we're trying to do: make it look like a full frontal assault, just in case they are watching. Trying to have our bases covered.
It is, but I don't believe that this is going to be something that's going to catch them off guard. If it works, it's because they're essentially going to believe that they don't need the horde of zombies to stop us, and we're going to go in there and prove them wrong. But this isn't going to be we're going to bust in through the door and they're going to have a shocked Pikachu face that we just faked them on.
Anyway, I was just going to suggest Onyx drinking the potion. let him be a real boy for
Does that work?
Wait, he can do that?
I mean,
Does
he
that
Does he have a
work?
digestive system?
He
We could try.
does have organic parts.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've explained this before.
Yeah,
No, I
yours
don't think
knows.
we've actually ever
Yours knows.
explained this to the party.
Did we?
No,
No.
I thought
we
we
never did.
No.
No.
No,
Onyx-
we
No.
never did.
Okay, I think I thought I did, but yeah, no.
we did
Onyx
say that there's
is-
some organic material with him, but I think that was kind of
Yeah.
fair to be like, he's made of wood.
Well, I mean, he drank
He's-
alcohol with Eurus, so I don't know why you guys.
He got drunk.
I thought that
Yeah,
was
but
just
like, you know, like there
you
are
know,
living
if-
mammals that don't process alcohol, therefore they don't get drunk. Like they don't like. He could have just been that, or he could have been like.
Well, it functions differently. Yep. No, he does have organic components. He in fact has a heart that was made from a special type of like plant seed that Murzus got sourced for Sidian when making Onyx.
Aw.
And kind of growing out from that is kind of wooden fiber that kind of acts akin to muscle in kind of a circulatory system. So he does have.
Think Groot, but he has like a metal exoskeleton.
It's like a merging organic components, organic druidic magic with more arcane components as well.
I see what you're saying. I had an idea about something like that a long time ago, but it was what do you call it? He was mechanical, but he was a druid, so he was made of stone and rock, like and wood, and like his furnace was powered by fairy fire.
Nice.
But no, yeah, like that's yeah.
But yeah.
No, I think
so
I'm like everyone else. I thought you meant like
Onyx can drink the potion and turn into
Yeah.
Murzus. Woo. If that'll
at least his heart.
Natasha will be like, yeah, absolutely. If I don't have to drink that.
Leans over at Natasha. It vibrates.
Moving on.
Is
You know,
Eurus
I'm-
trying to get
I'm just
the?
I'm
kidding.
questioning, why do you know that? I know why I know that.
I mean,
But
Wait
why
a
do
minute,
you
why
know
you
did
guys
that?
you-
remember
hold
the
on.
next
Why is-
morning
Hold
when
on,
she
why did
emerged?
you know that?
Get your
Like
hands
you
off
guys
the
remember the
boat.
next morning when she emerged out of the place with Onyx.
Okay,
Oh god, I don't think anything
I'm just-
happened that night.
no, I mean, I did make that meme
Did you
a while
fuck my
back. It's
son?
like, did you fuck my robot son? Or is you trying to get? And how
Did you
does
fuck my
Murzus
robot
know about
boy?
that?
Did you fuck my
Yeah,
robot
I'm
boy?
more concerned
Let
with
me
how
just tell you
does
this:
Murzus
he
know
is
that it vibrates?
definitely a
Hold
man
on.
now.
How does Murzus
Okay,
know that it
one.
vibrates?
Because I helped create it, and that was my idea. Because I knew eventually he was going to need it.
That was Marissa's contribution.
That was his hindsight. He's like, he's gonna come back and kill
Listen.
Sidian for not giving him junk.
Listen, I
Oh.
got this rare magical plant that you can use to make it, and then I also am contributing this vibrator.
Oh
Like,
my
now look.
god.
It's a simple cantrip. It's just, like the Quake, like the Shatter spell, but just lowest setting, and it just lasts a bit longer. Trust me, it'll be useful.
It sounds like a
Surprise
low
tool
little.
that'll help us later.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you, once this whole thing's over, you can sell these all over the world. Trust me.
I am just I
Oh god!
part of me in my heart, I'm like, yes, I would have loved for that to be canon, but in my soul, I still have to live with Crystal.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a no.
And
but,
why was Eurus trying to get Natasha on it, hooked on it too?
I think I get that one because he's gonna turn into Murzus, and so then it's I get where that was going.
And in the
I get
middle
the-
of that,
It's like
in
a
the middle of that
real doll,
battle,
but with magic.
it's like after this is all over, she's gonna kind of go. It's like, hey, can we get another one of those? I
Like just a shout.
Mercis
I don't
is-
need him to say anything.
Mercis is left on another, like, he's gone missing for another year or something. So,
That sounds
I'm
like a
gonna
bad
need you to
idea. This
pick
thing
me
is going to evolve, and when they do eventually have their own children, the kids are going to be so confused as to who the fuck is who. So this is not good.
Oh
Mercis,
God, no.
you are not the father.
Oh, thank you. I mean, what
The
the?
Onyx.
Okay, let's reel this back in
Okay,
because this
I'm
has
sorry.
gone way off the rails. Woo! I
Oh
think
gosh.
Oh,
tangent
no.
of the night right there, but okay, so
Tangent of the night so far.
so Natasha will be with the infiltration group. Onyx will be with the distraction
With
group.
the distraction group.
Yes,
He'll be the one in the form of Mercis.
perfect.
And then I think that gets us relatively set up. Anybody else have any thoughts they want to share? Oh, also, if Sid's not going, I guess probably the way to get to the rooftops is just going to be to climb, right?
Yeah, but
Don't you have a fucking flying carpet?
well, for
Yeah,
you do.
the distraction group is what he's talking about.
Oh,
yeah, we're talking about the distraction group.
Yeah.
We have a flying carpet.
Kruda
They
says
do
not to worry about it. They have ways of getting to where they need to be.
yeah.
All right.
Kruda's also
Cool.
very good at climbing.
Nice. Well, as long as everybody, that'll include the support group.
Did you guys want to take a support person with you guys on the infiltration group? 'Cause right now they're all designated to distraction.
A red shirt to draw all the fire.
Bard, you're coming with us.
He'll shrug.
I
mean, if you're cool with it.
If
well-
that's what needs to be done.
Well, do we want a cleric or a druid instead?
How many people do we have already? That's Eurus,
Well, that
Sidian,
brings us to
Merzus.
6.
Yeah, and then
With Natasha, and if we take it, it's 5 with including Natasha, and then 6 if we take somebody from the support. We won't have. Honestly, actually, it probably would be a good idea to bring somebody with a decent amount of healing capability, because we got a decent amount of damage dealers. We do always have some potions as well. So, at least I have some potions. Still got Mel's potion I need to drink. Haven't taken that many hits this arc.
So, are you taking the bard with you guys? Or are you taking a cleric or a druid?
I guess knowing a bit
Bard
more
would give
about
us a lot of buffs. The druid would give us a lot of like cover, but the cleric would give us a lot of healing. So I guess that's the like the most simplest way of putting those choices.
Yeah, not entirely certain what we're going to be facing. I think we're pretty adaptable. Because Merzus, sorry, now we have everybody in your dream team except Onyx. Sid is going, but now Onyx is staying behind.
Yeah, no, like I said, it would have been perfect if it would have happened, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we can't have the Avengers assemble right now. This is more like a Civil War situation, right? Thor
Later.
cannot make it.
Thor and Hulk couldn't make it this time, but next time, like when it's a sin where it's like a straightforward fight, then yes.
Wait, who's the Hulk in our?
Wait,
what?
Are you
That's not fair.
saying Mercedes is the Hulk in this analogy?
I mean, she
have
does
you
have really
seen her?
good strength.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I was gonna say Thor just to give her like the whole like chosen royal thing, but sure, you can call your sister the hulking
she would
monster
never
if
be
you
a
want.
heretic like that and call herself a god.
No, Sid would totally call her the Hulk. If like he knew about Marvel, he'd totally like joke about her being, yeah, no, she's the Hulk.
Oh god.
I mean, have you seen her when she's angry?
Yes.
No.
The timing on that was funny.
Wait, is Centurion Doctor Strange? That doesn't sound right. I thought that would have made. You know what? We're getting off on a tangent. I'm getting off on.
We're getting off topic again.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, I mean, not to like metagame a whole ton, and if like this is a no go, that's fine. What like I guess what level would these support group characters be at?
Like if we had a
What
scale
would
of
they be
like
at?
1 to 20,
So if
what
you're
do you think
asking,
their
like
experience
on their experience level, like yeah, let's
Like-
do a sliding scale of like 1 to 20. For the most part, 5.
Okay.
But the Bard is kind of the outlier in that he is a little bit higher than the rest of the party. Not quite sure
Okay.
how high, but a little bit higher.
I think the bard actually should stay with the outside. I'm leaning on taking one of the clerics with us. I think my lean.
Okay. I was leaning, and I'm just putting my 2 cents in here just because I remembered. I was putting my 2 cents. I wanted to see what would happen if we took the Bard, because the Bard was the only one that wasn't scared and seemed like he was picked specifically by the captain for this team.
Oh,
I don't know if y'all remember that.
I don't trust anything
I think-
that.
Let me clarify that. This
The
entire
captain's gonna
group
arrange now.
was picked specifically by the captain for this team.
It feels
Just
what they
Master
call the
Obsidian.
Bard.
Though it will say the Bard, you guys do, from your guys' various checks when you guys were investigating the team, you guys did realize that yes, this Bard is more powerful than the rest of this group and seems to
But not by
be
much.
hiding something of some sort. Not able to determine how much more powerful, but you just know that, oh, this Bard is definitely stronger than the rest of the group. He seems to be their leader,
He is totally out there, isn't he?
and something.
And that's why I'm like, there's no
something's
way
not
Papa
quite-
would let them go fight their first real fight without some supervision.
Yeah, maybe we just
I'm
don't take
saying
the
that,
bard.
like,
That way we don't have to
jokingly.
interact with.
Sidian just doesn't like him because he's a follower of Tyr.
No,
I know,
I
you
was
know,
gonna-
every time he's
like,
gotten like
is he-
just sneaking in a pamphlet into his like backpack.
No, I was gonna joke he might be Arthur, so let's not bring him.
Oh, Arthur would never do something like that. He'd be the cat.
Yeah, no, Arthur would definitely be the cat.
All right, now we gotta kill your cat because it might be Arthur.
I don't know if we'll see.
Listen, nothing personal. It's just PTSD.
PTSD.
If you'd ever met Arthur,
I hate
you
his
would
guts.
understand.
Oh, if Arthur
Oh.
ever
Okay.
met Loki.
So then,
If
you guys are taking the cleric?
Yeah.
Is that my understanding? Yes, no, maybe? Leaving the bard and the druid and the other cleric.
do we want to take? I think it sounds like it's between a cleric and a bard. I guess maybe since we're facing Fansky, we could benefit from.
Mercy, what do you think? Heidi, what do you think?
Mercy will look a bit wary at the bard simply for the fact that yeah, the captain did pick him. And she'll try to indicate, like, I don't know anything about him, so
You know what? Let's go with the bard. I think.
yeah.
Just because for the fact of he should still be able to heal us, like give some healing, because I mean bards do have capability. I don't know, maybe he didn't take any healing spells. But also in case he gets hit, he's probably going to be more likely to survive than the others.
Okay. So bard is going with you guys?
Powerful.
So I have
yeah.
infiltration group of Sidian, Merzis, Etienne, Eurus, Natasha, and Bard. Mercedes, Onyx,
can we just-
the rest of the Sisterhood, and rest of the support team are all distraction team.
and Mercis's frenemy.
Yes.
McDonald?
Ronald.
Ronald McDonald.
Oh, you're thinking of McDonald's.
Anyways, yes, so all of them will be on the distraction team. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds like it.
Cool. We have plans.
All right. Plans are in motion. Or set, not in motion. Not yet.
Perfect.
Another thing worth noting as well, actually. Do we have any supplies here in the in this cave? Like anything that might help? Or is it just kind of what everybody's, all their equipment?
It's just their equipment that they have with them. There's not really like a camp set up. It is not a place where they thought they'd be settling down, but here they are.
All right. One actual final thing to consider while we're still kind of in the plan making setup. I don't suppose, Natasha, Merzis, were there any shops that would still also have this in stock, even though, everybody's zombies? Is there any place in town that would house black powder, gunpowder, something of the sort?
Natasha will raise her eyebrow
Storehouse?
and then kind of shake her head. I don't believe we have any place in town that would store any of that. We do have a couple of weapon shops, but that's pretty...
If we were near a mining town, there's a maybe for because they'd use explosives for it, but there's no real reason for it.
Yeah, that is a pretty rare commodity here on this
Fair
end
enough.
of the country.
All right. I did have a thought about opening move for the distraction team, as partially as a way of drawing attention to themselves as well. And perhaps I might be able to help with that as well. I do have a spell, in fact, this one that I use to make this table here, that can create rudimentary structures out of stone. I also am able to summon some items with conjuration magic. I could create a rudimentary cannon and provide gunpowder for about an hour. That might serve as a good opening shot to take out a decent amount of zombies, as well as get their attention. Though, if I'm not there, it's going to be kind of hard to lug around and aim, and the gunpowder will only last for an hour. And we'd have to source a cannonball.
Yeah, Ruta will think on that. I don't know if that would be the most practical, since we also want to keep to high ground. I don't know if we'd be able to either create that or carry that up to a higher elevation than the ground level.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps then, instead of going with the cannon, I can, when we part ways, I can leave you with a set of explosives that you all can use.
And you'll see Anger kind of get excited.
Right.
No,
Tell you what, it'll last about an hour after we part ways, or when I create it will last about an hour. And perhaps this is what we do. when we part ways, I summon the explosives. You wait about an hour or so. About 45 minutes in, we send that message, relay where we're at, and let you know kind of what the ETA is. And then let your opening move be lighting and throwing down the explosive stack. Should take out, or should, be able to get a decent amount of zombies in your radius. And if you're able to group them up before throwing said dynamite, all the better.
Okay, yeah, I think that would be a good start to the distraction. That'll definitely get their attention.
All right. And then I guess this is probably also worth discussing, Crystal. I know I can create, it's 10 pounds of material, 10 pounds of material with the base use of minor conjuration, and then we've talked about upcasting it. Would you allow me to create multiple bunches of dynamite or some other explosive that can then be separately used if I were to upcast it?
Let me take
We
a
also don't
look.
need to necessarily.
Yeah, let me
We don't
think on
necessarily
that,
need
and
to
I'll get
decide
back
this.
to you because I want to recall what restrictions I placed in terms of your minor conjuration.
Yeah.
Let me remind myself on what I said, because I think it was something
adding in
regarding
rulings that
it. Yeah, because my concern is I don't know if there was something that I put in regarding it taking damage, and then if it took damage, if that would just destroy everything that you conjured.
Well, I think that was like one of the original restrictions that we've kind of been playing fast and loose with, because
Yeah.
I know that we've used like a summoned revolver, and that technically would ignite gunpowder first bullet that it's used, so but still able to fire multiple bullets. But I could see it going either way if you want to think about that.
Yeah, let me think about that, and I will let you know.
Also, just for reference, I want to look at, because I know I made like a cheat sheet to remember what the damage is for the various amounts of like bundles, amounts in each bundle. Assuming that we do go for this, though, I'd assume probably I'd upcast it to 2nd level, get 30 pounds of material, and I'd do 6 bunches of 5 sticks of dynamite.
Okay. Let me
But
look into that. Send that to me in a DM, and then I will get back to you.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Cool deal.
We got time.
Yeah. No, just kidding. We're starting. I'm just kidding. It's like I said. We're not going to jump into Blindfold this session, but we will finish up the night. So, as you guys are planning and coming up with your details for your plans, I did want to ask, what else did you guys want to talk about before the night ends?
Like as a
I
group?
suppose Etienne could explain his bird wife.
Oh yes, let's before we start this massive battle, let's figure this out, because definitely got some people confused.
Yeah,
What's the deal with your
TLDR.
bird?
So, excuse me. When Franny. Darn
When
cat,
Franny-
sorry. He was clawing at the carpet, my bad. So TLDR, when the Sins invaded, we were moved over to Gula. And oh my gosh, sorry, my brain is sleepy. His son was killed. He and his wife fled. They had to flee again when their home was attacked. He lost track of his wife. His wife took on the form or possessed or somehow is now, her soul is in the body of the hawk. And here we are. And so now we're, trying to figure out how to fix that and get my son back.
And where is your son?
I don't know.
Moses, roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh,
crap.
no.
It's kind of like looking.
Somebody share this. Man, the mother. See, okay, so something happened. You said wisdom saving throw, right?
Yes, please.
Cool. I have a +1 to that, and I just rolled a natural 20, and I'm afraid.
Woo!
Wow.
So, Moses, as you were hearing the story of Etienne's past, and you're listening to him describe how they fled to Gula, they lost Etienne's wife, and then eventually lost the life of the son. You're hearing all this, but it's almost as if you can remember these things as well. They're very faint memories that are getting pushed to the front of your mind that show kind of a first-person viewpoint of these events happening, up until the point where you see whoever it is that you're watching through these memories looking up at the image of these dogs staring down at them, mouths open, teeth glaring, and drool spitting down their chin. But as you are struggling with these memories, you're able to regain and keep composure of your own will, as this other entity inside of you is almost fighting to try and come forward.
Am I able to, and I don't know if this, I have no, because again, he has no idea how this works. Am I able to let him try and speak, but not fully take control?
Is that what you want to try?
I think so, just because I believe I know what's happening with the memories, and I'm no longer as convinced that I'm not. A part of me wants that I was just crazy, but no, now I'm pretty sure I know what most of that means. So yeah, I'll try and let him let him speak. Not full control of my body though.
Perfect.
I hate that feeling of being possessed.
I'm going to say with your natural 20, Moses, you're able to allow this presence inside of you to kind of step forward into your body, though you do feel like you have control over the situation. If you need to, you're able to push him back down inside of you. But you hear yourself, Moses, speak, "Father, I'm right here."
Oh dear.
Was it in my voice or in his? Because that'd be the interesting thing.
Well, it sounds as if it's your voice. It's not able to fully change your voice, but
I almost imagine it's like a double layered, so it's my voice, but then it's his and like beneath it.
Edge look at his stare incredulously. Why do you mock me like that? What do you mean by saying that?
no,
He's in
Father,
control. He can say it once.
I don't mock, I'm right here. And Etienne, you hear your wife's voice through your head say, "No, that is our son. This was the only place I was able to store him."
Amleth?
Father, it's me.
Oh gods. I'm so sorry, Amleth.
What's happening?
I failed to... I don't quite understand it, but Papa's going to do everything that I can do to get us back together. I promise I will do everything I can. And in the end, we'll all understand.
Do you promise not to leave me again?
Oh, he just... Etienne looks like he's punched in the gut. I will do everything I can to be where you need me to be. I will try to be close, but I don't quite understand the nature of all this, but I will do what I can.
Then I can be brave for longer, Father. I will stay brave.
That's a good lad. Be brave. Just like the knights in the stories. Remember
Just
when
like you.
that just totally destroys him. And it takes every bit of him to just suck in his breath and not cry and just keep a stoic face. That's my little warrior. We'll be brave together.
I love you, Father.
I love you more than life, Hamlet.
And Mers, you feel this presence start to retreat on its own now.
Cool. That you probably would have noticed because left eye is scarred and red. Other eye changed color to match your son's eye, and now it's starting to slowly shift back into my original purple.
Aww.
But yeah, no, he'll blink, kind of shake himself out of it a bit, like he just drank you ever drank just straight tequila without being really ready for it?
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, it's just that. Gotta shake yourself off to let the burn happen before it goes away. It's basically just that. But yeah, no, he's back. Okay, that. Sorry, that. So that happened.
Why is he in you? Why are you... How are you holding his soul? His conscience? What the hell was that?
Shit. I mean, we got time. Why the hell not? I guess I can teach you guys. I mean, some of you already know my story, some of you don't. Might as well.
Next time on
Simple
Dragon Ball.
terms.
I'm just kidding.
No, most not all.
Traffic. No. Yeah. So yeah. And I'll just let them know about what I started doing, the job I was assigned, my mother, the whole key thing, the whole being told I was leading people back to, get help or work or whatever it is that they needed. And I essentially showed them the key. Until one day when I was very badly wounded during a fight, thought I was probably going to die in this help, so I used the key myself, thinking I could use it to go back to someone else was, assuming there would be help there. It wasn't. I collapsed in between the gates in the tunnel. And I think I died. But then I woke up. and I finally made it to the other side, and it's figured out what really happened to all those people. I said, what should have happened to me but didn't. And I didn't realize what actually had happened to me until a little later, after I faked being one of those hollow husks and stole some stuff, tapped the goggles on my head and the egg that Ember eventually hatched on, as well as a few other things. That's right before I joined up with Reddington. And eventually I started having memories and nightmares and constant screaming voices, blaming me, screaming at me, calling me many things. Yeah. As for your son, I'm not entirely sure how he got to that one, but I can't say I know everything about it.
So there are souls trapped inside of you.
Maybe some memories. For a while I was pretty sure it was just in my head. Don't know.
Eurus,
But from... Oh, sorry.
Eurus, roll me a history check really quick.
Oh no. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I'm not good at school. I'm big dumb. Big dumb hour. Oh, not this time though. Dirty 20.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna
no.
DM you something. Mirza, you can keep going.
Cool.
Oh boy.
Yeah, like I thought it was crazy for a while, but I've heard some interesting talk about what actually happens, what actually happened to the people that I sent through the tunnel, and what that actually was. Talked to what I can only assume was an angel or something. Back when she was imprisoned by Lust before we freed her, and then she got captured again. It was weird. Apparently, when you send someone through the tunnel, they would keep the other side locked on purpose because something was there in the in-between, and it kind of siphoned off, I don't know, their life, their souls, something, but eventually they just walked out as mindless, easily programmable, easy sacrifices. They weren't dead, they were still alive, just... But think that whatever this does, or whatever happened, takes time to fully do whatever it was going to do with whatever it did with what it took from them. And when it kind of just halfway there, I think some of them might have taken the opportunity to occupy me, because I was technically also dying in, like they were. I was technically dying before I went in. I guess I died on my own from my wounds, instead of whatever the thing was in there trying to siphon me out, so whatever fragments, whole or in pieces, was left from what all the other people I sent through kind of just poured into me and jumpstart. So I'm not entirely sure if it's me that's back, or if I'm just a Frankenstein and a patchwork soul that's just, operating the body. Something else. All this is just speculation. Thing is, I don't know. The one who would know is... or possibly. What?
Do you know how to free those that are still inside you? Know how to free my son?
No. Didn't even know he was in there, but then again, I can't say I'm on the first. I can't say I'm on a good named basis with any of these. I recognize a few. But I don't really know how any of this works.
Sid kind of chokes on his tongue for a moment of thinking, does he want to mention something or not? But then he decides to kind of pitch in. Early on when we were traveling together, we found this, and he actually kind of holds out the Medallion of Thoughts. I'm a little bit skeptical about whether I could trust him at the time. I tried reading in his mind and saw a bit of a glimpse of all the messed up stuff that was going on in there. I don't think it's very easy to control, but you were able to kind of enter, I guess you'd call it his mind palace. I have no idea if this could be helpful, but maybe if we make it through all this, we could try something involving that, and I can do some research into other rites, other forms of magic that might be able to help, but this is all very unfamiliar to me, unfortunately. I know it's not
Anything. I'll be willing to try anything. And Edgin's just gonna get up. Thank you for enlightening me. Then he's just gonna go walk off just a little ways to be alone for a minute.
With or without his
Without. He'll just set her kind of where he was sitting, very gently, and just go off on his own for a second.
It's hard to tell because this is a hawk and none of you guys are able to communicate with it. But you guys do get the feeling that she's looking at Etienne with a sense of concern and longing as he walks away.
I mean, there are like different, even if we can't. And I have no idea what happened with like his bird wife, but there are ways to bring her back. A little more difficult, and we probably have to owe like a.
Might not be cheap, but there are potentially ways.
Yeah, spells, rituals, we're trying to.
Magic.
I actually don't know. We can ask. Like, her body get turned into the hawk, or was her soul just shoved into the bird?
Her soul was like shoved in, right? Like her soul was like free floating and then latched on.
Yeah, out of game, yes, her soul was kind of free floating. That was something that happened where her soul was able to escape. And she was able to tether to the closest being that she was familiar with, which in this case was the hawk.
Okay, so body's probably gone.
Oh yeah.
We can look at that. There are a few spells, but just maybe clone. We have options. There are ways.
Magic jar and clone. I don't.
So,
suppose...
I want to ask because I know this is something that was kind of briefly talked about, and so I don't know, since we gave kind of a high-level overview of the background, I don't know if you would have brought this up, but would you have relayed the story that your wife told you about what happened to her after she died?
Like the fact that she was like kind of floating in the ether or whatever, and then latched on to the hawk. Yeah, I would have shared pretty much everything, I think, because I was just having a hard time vocalizing it.
Perfect. So this is something that I'm going to kind of take a step back as a DM and let you guys know as players. In terms of what happens to us all in the afterlife. I know I kind of threw up some lore in the Discord. regarding that. What you just heard from Etienne's wife is not what you guys are aware of what happens in the afterlife.
That's interesting. But also, I'm not the smart one.
Well, remind me, because of what because she was kind of floating around for a little while. Can you go into remind me of a little bit of specifics?
So in terms of what happened to Etienne's wife, it would be as she would describe it. She is trapped in a river of black tar. There is no sense of time, but she knows that she was in there for a while. She can guess by when she escaped that it had been, I believe it was 10 years, maybe a little bit more, from when she died.
In her perception? Or
No, from when she physically died, that as she remembers, because she remembers when she died, to when she was brought back into this hawk. She was able to determine that it had been roughly about, actually I think it's about 12 years.
Well, that's concerning. The Sins have only been invading for how many? Was it how many years?
6 years.
That the Sins have been invading? Okay, yeah, only 6 years. Not interesting.
Almost like time is non-linear or something. It's fucking.
Could be.
It's weird.
Could be another explanation, or it could be something entirely else that's causing it. That's concerning.
So yeah, so wanted to bring that up, kind of out of game as DM, to let you guys know that that's kind of it, because I know it was a very high level recap of what exactly happened in this. But yeah, fun stuff, fun lore stuff that's getting dumped now.
Woo!
Woo.
So yeah, nobody die, because that sounds bad. Bad time to die. Maybe try dying later.
I'm sorry. Is there a good time to die?
Well, presumably when the afterlife is fucked up.
True. I did want to ask, because it is getting late, is there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about before we end the session?
I think personally there's a one, maybe two things that Sid would want to do before, taking the long rest before kind of the big battle tomorrow, but I'd be fine either resolving that between the two of us, or during the next session.
Yeah, DM me, and then we'll make the determination if that needs to be something next session wise, or if that's something that'll just be resolved outside.
Okay.
That's fair.
All right, I'll message you and we'll determine that.
Yeah, same with everyone else. If you guys have things that you want to do to prepare for the next night, reach out to me and we'll make the determination if that needs to be done roleplay wise, or if that is something that can be just done over DM.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
Sounds good.
in that case, we will call this session here. I hope you
Yeah.
guys
Fun.
enjoy.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Drama and
Yeah.
developments. Love it.